Blackstone Audio presents Stalking Ground, a Timber Creek K-9 mystery by Margaret Mizushima. This book is read by Nancy Wu. To my husband, Charlie, with gratitude for his never-ending support. Chapter 1. Thursday, mid-October. A bead of sweat rolled down Deputy Mattie Cobb's face beneath the plastic guard on her helmet. She tilted her head to keep the sweat from going into her eyes and caught a glimpse of the sky. Not a cloud in sight. It was unseasonably warm for October in Denver. Much warmer than in Timber Creek, where forest and meadow soaked up the sun's rays. Here, the rays hit pavement and bent back upon themselves. She'd been assigned the lead on a mission at an industrial park south of Denver. A jewelry store had been robbed at Cherry Creek Mall, and patrol officers had followed the suspects to this location. Reports indicated at least 2 armed suspects, possibly 3, had escaped and then abandoned their Dodge Intrepid in this parking lot. Mattie and her K-9 partner, Robo, were expected to track and apprehend the fugitives. 3 unfamiliar officers, called by code names Red, Blue, and Green, fanned out behind her as backup. The officers carried AR-15 rifles and Mattie a Glock 17 handgun. Mattie signaled for them to gather around. The park is laid out in a rectangle. There are 4 rows of 3 buildings each. Starting on the left, we'll call that row 1, then 2, 3, and 4. We'll number the buildings, starting with 1, 2, and 3 in the first row. Mattie counted off the buildings 1 through 12, pointing out each row. We'll go where Robo takes us. Any questions? She waited a beat. When there were no questions, she keyed on the transmitter she wore on her shoulder and spoke to the sergeant in charge. K-9-1 reporting. In place and ready. Copy, K-9-1. It's a go. She rolled her shoulders inside her Kevlar vest to loosen the knots that had formed. Sweat rolled down her spine. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. And listen to your dog. Robo, a 90-pound male German shepherd, stood at her side. He wore a Kevlar dog vest and his blue nylon tracking harness. Are you ready to work? She asked, using excitement in her voice to increase his prey drive. Robo jumped on his hind feet, careful not to paw at her. She unsnapped the leash from his collar and fixed it to her utility belt. Today, she would let him search off lead.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?